Hello everyone and welcome to another action figure review with me, Exim Ferris. Today we're going to be taking a look at the DC Collectibles DC Comics Essentials Green Lantern Hal Jordan figure. Now, Green Lantern is my all-time favourite superhero. I absolutely adore him. I don't know what it is, possibly because he's green and it's my favourite colour. Alright, Paddy, move over, mate. You're not the only one who loves green. But yeah, no, I absolutely love him. I think it's the constructs that he makes from the powering that really get me. I love that, you know, he produces silly things like, you know, trains and, you know, slip and slides and all these kind of silly things that he uses to fight off Sinestro and, you know, all the rest of the Corps. And yeah, I just absolutely love him. So I basically pick up any Green Lantern figure that I come across. And while I was out last week, I found this guy along with the CW Martian Manhunter figure that I previously reviewed. This one is sort of a basics figure. You know, they cut back on the articulation a little bit, and it's just, I mean, as it says, it's an essentials one. So I do have some other GL figures that I'll do comparisons with, but before we get into all that, let's have a look around the box as usual. Again, he's got this wonderful window packaging, so if you are a mint in box collector, you can see the entire figure here, which is just wonderful. I'm not, I will be taking him out, but it is nice if you are a mint in box collector. The packaging's pretty simple on this one. I mean, it just gives you the you know, the essentials really that you need to know. I do quite like this down the side. For a time I was cutting these out and keeping these because I was going to sort of stick them to my shelves, but I ran out of space, so I just got rid of them. On the back you can see the cross cells, some of the other essentials figures in the line. Yeah, there's a couple in here that I wouldn't mind getting. I'd like to get this Nightwing because this looks awesome, and the Shazam as well. Maybe the Cyborg. I do like Cyborg. There's a few on there. I think I already have this Flash figure. I mean, I've got a few Flash figures and I'm pretty sure it's that one and that one there, that Superman figure. But yeah, so that's a nice collection on the back there. Oh yeah, definitely have this Wonder Woman as well. And that Harley. I've got most of them. I just pick them up whenever I see them in B&M. And you got this nice Green Lantern sort of silhouette on the side there. That's very nice. I do quite like that. And it is, of course, Hal Jordan, because it's almost always Hal Jordan. And you get all the bump on the bottom. So yeah. Oh, and there's the Green Lantern symbol on the top. So that's it for the packaging. Let me crack him open and we'll take a closer look at the figure. Alright, so here's Hal out of his packaging, and I have to say this is a really good looking figure. I really like this one. I've just had a little play around with him. His articulation actually doesn't differ too much from some of the other figures that I've got. I'll bring those in a minute, but we'll run through it. But before we get to that, let's have a close look at his face. And I do quite like this face sculpt actually. This is quite nice. I do have another GL figure here that I'm not overly sold on the face sculpt, so I am quite pleased with this one. I think this one looks quite good. It does look a bit determined though. I'd quite like one of these with a bit of a smirky grin. That'd be quite nice. Like one of the animated ones, you know, from the DC films. And it's got the logo on his chest there. This one stands proud. So this one's not just painted on, it's actually moulded on, which is quite nice. Some nice moulded detail around his shoulder area here. Lots and lots of sparkly paint. This looks great. I don't know how well it's coming off on camera, but it's everywhere. The whole figure, aside from his face, has got this gorgeous metallic paint on it. Absolutely lovely. And you come down to his hand, and he does have the power ring on. It's not moulded, it's just basically a green blob. Bit bit of a shame, but I think they're all like that actually, looking at it. Don't suppose there's much detail you can get into there. And for £5, I mean, I paid £5 for these, so yeah, I'm not going to complain for that price. As that moulding goes all the way down both arms. You can't open his fists, they are just moulded like that. And he doesn't come with any accessories, he doesn't come with a power battery, which is a bit of a shame, because I think every lantern figure, no matter which core it's from, should come with a power battery. It should be like the least they put in, but no, there isn't one in this one, so bit of a shame, but there we go. Some nice moulding down his body, down his legs, and there's his boots. You've got the nice little moulded pieces here, going up the back. It's got a butt crack, so I don't know. Do any of my others have that? Yeah, actually they all have that, so it's okay. I hadn't noticed that before. I've never looked that closely at the back of these figures before. It's got a that could be painful. That doesn't look good. I think it's because he's pulling his shoulders back and puffing his chest out. He's got this very deep seam in his spine there. And then you've got some more moulding here, and the moulding in his hair is quite nicely done as well. So yeah, overall a nice figure. The paint is lovely, absolutely gorgeous paint. Like I say, it's all sparkly. It's sparkly. It looks lovely. Yeah, it's good. Like it. Very good. Right, let's have a quick look at the articulation. Like I said, having a look at him is actually not too bad. So his head is on a ball joint, so it will rotate. You can go up a little bit, go down quite a lot. But if you did have him in a flying pose, you can't actually see where he's going. So that's a bit of a shame, but it's not a biggie. I mean, he's going to be standing on my shelf anyway. His shoulder does rotate. The joints on this one are a little bit stuck. I think it's because it's an older figure. But his arm does go all the way around. And it does go in and out. It's quite good. Can punch someone to the side like the Hulk. He does have bicep rotation. He's got a single joint at the elbow, nothing at the wrist, although it kind of looks like it should be. There's a sort of a mould line there. Nothing at the waist. His legs will only go forwards that far, and backwards actually much further. No out to the side movement, I should say. He has a knee bend, and that's it. Doesn't have anything else. So it is pretty much a basic figure. But like I said, for the price, I'm not complaining. I mean, if I was paying £20 for it, probably wouldn't be the same story. But for a £5, it's absolutely fine by me. So right, let's have a look at a couple of the other Green Lantern figures that I've got. Let's have a look at the one that looks like him the most. This one came in a, I think it was a 7-pack. I get all of these from B&M because they get a lot of DC collectible figures in. This one, excuse me, this one I'm pretty sure was in a 7-pack. And you got the entire Justice League, the founding members of Justice League, so that's good. But this one's all just sort of painted on here, the logo. I think this is actually my favourite head sculpt of all the Green Lantern figures I have. I like this one. And he's smiling a little bit as well, which I think fits Hal more than the scowling face. But that might just be my opinion. And this one has almost exactly the same articulation, but for the fact that this has a boot cut. So it's not new that they don't have decent articulation. I mean, sorry, they have decent articulation. It's not earth-shatteringly good articulation. So it's very similar. So let's pop that one out of the way. Let's have a look at another one that I got single packaged. Now this one does have better articulation, but I absolutely hate the head on this one, and for some reason this leg is really wonky, and this does actually go out to the side. That's probably why. This is not a very good figure, actually. I hate the head sculpt on that. I think it looks ugly. I bought it mainly for the body. I was going to do a custom, try and do something different with this head because it's just horrible. But the body I really like. I love the way the uniform looks on this one. And yes, it is definitely Hal Jordan. Before anybody says, oh, it's not Hal Jordan. No, it is Hal. I just really don't like it. Oh, this one also has rotation here. So this is much better articulated, this one. I mean, it's got a nice crunch there and a nice waist rotation. If I could swap the heads, I would, but I don't think it's going to work because, pardon me, because this head is smaller, so I don't think that will work. And finally, let's bring in the one John Stewart Green Lantern figure I've been able to find. This again was a B&M purchase. I'm not massively sold on this one either, but I really wanted a John Stewart figure in my collection. In fact, I'd like more, please. DC Collectibles, Mattel, whoever. I'd really like a Guy Gardner. He's not my favourite Green Lantern by any stretch of the imagination, but please, in a 6-inch scale, for the love of Oa, please give us something other than Hal. I love Hal, I do, but yeah, John Stewart exists. And so does Guy Gardner and Kyle Rayner. And I know there's like a female Green Lantern now, but I can't remember her name. Sorry. Not doing it for the girls today, am I? But anyway, this will do for now. I don't know what's going on with his face. It just didn't even bother to paint his eyes. I mean, look, he's got no eyes. But anyway, there we go. Right, so there we go. So that is the DC Essentials Hal Jordan. Yeah, I think this is actually going to be like probably my second favourite Hal Jordan that I have in the DC Collectibles. Anyway, there are some really nice Green Lantern figures that Mattel put out for their DCUC line that I really love, but I can't get to those at the moment. They're packed away, so I just had to do with the ones that I've got on hand. So yeah, that's all I have for now for these. I just got the Martian Manhunter and Hal Jordan. If I do pick up any more, I will happily review them. I know that this is probably something that most people have already seen, especially if you're in America, but for those of us over here in the UK, it is, you know, popping up at general retail is a bit special. So anyway, so once again, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this review, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Fingers on plastic.